I'm thinking that it's probably the mascot, hoping that it's the mascot. Kind of excited to see what we got. And really excited about the free t-shirts.
I'm pretty excited. I think it's probably either a new mascot or like something about like what sports we'll be doing or additions to like what kind of programs we have in or something like that. I'm not sure yet, but I'm excited about it.
Well, considering they're giving out shirts and it's a giant announcement, I'm going to assume that it's something that has to do with the mascot. But you know, I could be wrong. I could be Sherlock homing in and be completely, it could be false. But that's what I think it's going to be about.
I'm hoping maybe it'll be about the mascot, maybe possibly get some sports in the near future. That'd be pretty cool.
Honestly, I think it's going to be something about like new programs being introduced since we're partnered with U of A now. So I'm really excited to see what it is.
We have several important announcements and updates today for you. Several months ago, we started the process to name a mascot for UA Rich Mountain to give us an identity. We surveyed students, faculty, and staff and narrowed the choices down to 2. We discussed those 2 at length. Those are the Royals and the Bucks. And today, we're happy to unveil the choice. So from this point forward, UA Rich Mountain will be known as and Dr. Wilson has one of our shirts on, so
We're ready to go.
yeah.
I am bona fide Montgomery County in here, so we got 2 hats, 2 colors.
The new mascot will be displayed on college apparel, marketing and advertising materials, and athletic apparel, which brings us to our second announcement. Rich Mountain Community College is now a member of the National Junior College Athletic Association. In the fall of 2018, we will begin competitively in cross country for both men's and women's. We have made and continue to make an effort to reach out to all our area schools to create a relationship for future interested student athletes. To my left here, Samantha Shores will be coaching both the men's and women's cross country program. On April 28th, Samantha will have an open tryout at the Lions Club facility for anyone who is interested. So please, if you know anybody that'd be interested, please help get that word out. We're also looking into other things like club fishing. And that doesn't mean fishing with a club, I'm sorry. Although it's not an NJCAA sport, both Bassmasters, or all 3, Bassmasters, FLW, and Cabela's sponsor events for college fishing. Today we have with us a couple of guys who have already been fishing for UA Rich Mountain. I want to introduce Ty Wisenhunt and Matt Vincent, who both have been competitive with us for the last semester, or Ty has at least. I think Matt's just starting. Ty has done very well in the process, represented the college very well, and has finished in the top 3, 4, or 5 in just about every tournament he's been in. We're looking to get started and get more people interested in this. Give us an avenue for our students. We'll call them student athletes as well to have other interest here at the college outside of just your academics. We're also in the process of doing exploratory type things for other programs such as baseball and softball, which will be NJCAA sports, soccer, which NJCAA, or it could be a club sport, basketball, both NJCAA and club sports, and shooting sports, which would be a club sport. And basically what that is it's trap shooting, skeet shooting, things like that. To make this possible, the college must also have other infrastructure in place. And one of the other things that we are exploring at this time is the potential for housing down the road. We don't feel like we can be as competitive with all these sports unless we have housing here on campus. So all of this we are currently, like I say, exploring, looking to take to the University of Arkansas system so for their approval. And maybe a little later, late May, early June, we'll be coming back making another announcement. Now I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Wilson to talk a little bit about why we're doing this.
Well, thanks for everybody being here. It's great to see so many people. Why are we doing this? Because this is a big dadgum deal. From this logo behind us to now looking into intercollegiate athletics. We're doing it because it's going to enrich our student body's opportunities. It's going to enrich the opportunities for a local student that might have gone elsewhere, that still has a dream to fish competitively, to play basketball competitively, to run cross country competitively. I could go on and on and on. But we just believe that there's a trend going on in the two-year colleges in Arkansas. We're not the first to do this, but we are trying to get in on the front. This opportunity is for everybody. It enriches our student body. It diversifies our classroom even more. It is just something that we have thought long and hard about. I guess for years I've had this in the back of my mind. But with the possibilities that now exist that have been afforded us through the legislature, we now have the ability to do some of these things. I do want to make sure we're all clear. We are going to be running cross country next year, and that will be NJCAA. So that is, when I say NJCAA, you all have heard of the words NCAA. NJCAA is the 2-year version of the NCAA, which is a 4-year body. And so what we're doing is how we do things here. We start slow. We want to make sure that it's the right thing. It's the right thing for you, the student body. Because if we get this wrong, it's not good for you all. So we're going to start off. We're in very capable hands with Samantha Shores. And as you all know, there are a lot of schools locally that run cross country and run it very well. So we're excited about starting there. Samantha's going to be a trailblazer. She's besides having a full-time job here in our financial aid department, she's going to be up early in a lot of mornings helping our folks train. So it's going to be a great opportunity for her and us. We are looking at baseball and softball. Now, with that being said, there are still hurdles that we have to get past. And that starts with the University of Arkansas System Board of Trustees. So we are hopeful that they will permit us to do baseball and softball. That won't start next year. It won't start the following year. There takes some time. So we are a solid 24 months out for something like that to occur. But it is our hope and our goal that we could bring intercollegiate baseball and softball alongside basically track and field through cross country here to Polk County. This is more than just Polk County, because this is going to affect Scott County and it's going to affect Montgomery County. It's going to be a regional approach. We're going to look to recruit student athletes, and there will always be student athletes. They're not going to be athletes. If you don't perform in the classroom, you don't get to perform on the field. It's just that simple. And as a former student athlete, I can understand how important that is to want to live your dream. And I think we're headed in the right way. We are, again, taking it very slowly. We are going through the proper channels, but this is something that I'm very proud of. I'm also proud of the club sports that we're going to be doing. And we might be doing, we're doing club fishing right now. Ty and Matt are two unbelievable fishermen. I have seen Ty catch, no lie, 3 fish on one lure. He was playing around, and he was yanking 3 in at a time. It's just amazing the talent that this young man has. He probably has enough talent to be on the professional level. I'll state that. And Dwayne is a Montgomery County boy, and coming from Odin, Pencil Bluff. That hurts my heart a little bit to compliment Mount Ida boy. But Timberwolves always are after the Lions, that's for sure. But no, as Ty goes with his success, we go with success here at this college. And Matt's he's going to, fishing with Ty is like drinking from the end of a fire hose, because the man knows what he's doing. But we thought that was obviously the best place to start with club sports, and we're going to keep going. We might see club basketball within a couple of years. And so we're in preliminary talks right now with some folks about that. That takes it's a big lift. We're having to work on facilities. We have the Armory, but we need a place to actually play the games. So shooting sports, we're aggressively pursuing that. We would like to get a team here A lot of high school programs already have that. We're very excited about partnering with our local law enforcement. They have shooting needs as well. We just need to develop a facility. So that's kind of where we're at. We are the Bucks. We thought it worked well. It came down to Royals. We love the lineage, the history of Queen Wilhelmina, but I can tell you right now, we put a lot of very, very smart people in a room, and I want to thank that group that's worked on this, spent countless hours, this committee. How do you mascot a Royal? It's darn difficult. And it was about a 50-50. Students voted for this, faculty, staff voted for this. And when we tallied the votes up, it was almost a dead heat. 50% one way or the other. So we did make the decision based upon, we thought that mascotting the Buck was going to be easy. And I think it looks great. It helps my inferior lookout for sure. So we're thrilled about moving forward as having our own mascot. We were one of the few two-year colleges that did not have a mascot. So we hope that you guys will find, you're going to get a t-shirt here in a minute. We'll be the first representatives. Go Bucks. We will be the Bucks and the Lady Bucks, not the Does. We thought the Does was a little bit too sissy. So we're the Lady Bucks and the Bucks. We're not the Does. Does get eaten. But anyway, that's where we are, and we're going to keep this short, but I want to thank these folks for coming out. They've got the questions I'm assuming they'd be happy to ask. I'll be happy to answer any question that you've got and to go from there.
Yeah, anybody, media or anybody in here that has a question, we'll be happy to try to answer them for you. So,
Congratulations, Phil. That's what I want to
Yeah,
say.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Will,
Wayne.
will you be offering scholarships this first year with the cross country, or will it just be?
we will, we'll be more of a need-based program than we will just a full-out athletic scholarship, but we will use the scholarship to attract students and try to supplement what they come with. In no way will be in a situation, probably in any sport, where we're just giving a full scholarship. We'll probably be needs-based in just about everything we do.
Dwayne, that's very typical in the two-year model. It's actually very typical even at the four-year model. If you look at the University of Arkansas baseball team, they have X number of scholarships as complete widgets, but they spread those out amongst their need within the players. So they might have a particular player have a quarter of a scholarship, or one might actually have a full scholarship. But we'll be looking at the same type of things. We'll be looking at it from an overall need perspective. And but yes, there will be incentive to run for us.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
What, if any, recruiting policies do you have in place yet?
Well,
Got a big book that says NJCAA on it. So.
I mean, let me ask you a question. From what standpoint are you asking that?
I mean, okay, so I understand there's policies, rules, regulations you have to follow, but
Right.
do you have any course of action set that you're ready? Do you already have students lined up? You already have athletes ready to go that you're looking at?
Let me just say, when we looked at cross-country, we knew that housing was not something we had to have to be successful at because of the up and down Highway 71, and even as you go a little further east and maybe over in Oklahoma, the success that our local schools are having in cross-country, and they're very competitive in the state. And we had the opportunity to look at the times that some of these student athletes are posting, and we could look at the National Junior College Athletic Association and the national championship run they had there, which runs about 320 kids, and could see that we could be competitive at that level immediately. So that had a lot to do with us being able to get into this without having housing, because I can go down the road to Akron, or I could go to Meaner, or we could go to Caddo Hills, or to Queen, or within 45 miles, and we can find kids who are very competitive. So when you say recruiting policies, we've reached out to most schools in our area and visited with the cross-country coaches, and Sam's done a great job of getting out and talking to them and visiting with kids, and it was slow getting interest. What we found out is this first year, there's not many seniors. There's some, but there's not many seniors. But when you look at the juniors and you go to sophomore and freshman level, the sport is just taking off. So this is going to be our hardest year, I think, once the word gets out, and it's slowly getting out, because we already have kids contacting us, say, hey, I'm interested. So we're going to make the effort to go talk to them. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we love it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The deer's cute. I know.
I was most excited about the idea of sports teams. I mean, a mascot helps create unification, publicize everything, but I'm most excited about the sports teams.
Yeah, the sports teams are very, very exciting.
I actually really liked the mascot. I heard it was going to be the Bucks, and I was a little disappointed actually. But you know, this mascot is actually pretty aggressive. I really like the way they did it. I was actually impressed with it. And the announcement was kept very secret, and I just think it was a good call. I'm actually excited to go watch some of these events
I am too.
next fall.
Yeah.
Because we do have a strong and rich tradition of cross country around the local area. So go Bucks!
Woo!